These are the tools you will need to install your foremost Cove frameless pivot shower door. And these are the items that are included with your new shower door. First, measure the opening width of your shower entrance. Then, measure and cut your bottom track to the exact opening size. Silicone the bottom track to the shower entrance. Be sure the lip of the bottom track is facing outside the shower. Using a level, check the walls to be sure all walls are straight. Remember to check both top and bottom sections of the walls. Place the extender adjustment rail against the wall to verify the walls are level. If the walls are straight, then the rail should sit flush against the walls. If you are off within 1 inch of the max opening for your door, then the extender jamb can be used to help straighten the extender rail. Next, using an 1/8 inch drill bit, drill through the adjustment rail and extender jamb into the wall. Do not use wall plugs when drilling into plastic or fiberglass. For tile, use a 1/4 inch drill bit and use the wall plugs. Then, mark and drill the pivot jamb onto the opposite wall. Insert wall plugs only if not drilling into plastic or fiberglass. The extender jamb can also be used to level this side. Place screws into drill holes with wall plugs and secure. No wall plugs are needed if wall is fiberglass. First, attach the bottom pivot arm, then attach the pivot jamb using the screws provided. When installing the top pivot jamb, only attach the screws enough for them to grab. These are the parts to the pivot bracket. Be sure to lay towels on the ground to cushion the glass door when setting it on the floor. Attach the pivot bracket to the glass if they are not pre-installed. When inserting the screws, be sure they are on the inside of the glass where the clear shield can be found. When attaching the gray bushing, there is room for a 1/4 inch adjustment in the designated hole. Repeat these steps with the other bracket. Next, you will use the wrench provided to adjust the pin in the bracket. Be careful not to over-tighten, as this may strip the screw, causing it to stay loose and risk the glass falling. Attach the water seal to the pivot side of the glass door, being sure that the fin points towards the outside of the shower. Carefully lift up the door, making sure the corner of the glass does not come in contact with the floor. Set the bottom pivot point in the hole of the bottom pivot arm. Carefully holding the door in place, raise the top pivot arm and slide over the pivot arm on top of the door. Tighten the screws on the top pivot arm. An angled screwdriver can be used if working in a tight space. Install the magnetic plastic, carefully sliding it onto the edge of the door. Install the knob onto the door where the glass has been pre-cut. Next, attach the magnetic strike onto the adjustment rail using the screws provided. Be sure to adjust the strike as needed to obtain a good magnetic seal. Do not fully tighten the screws until a full magnetic closure has been obtained. If more adjustment is needed, remove the door and slide the pin in the bracket in the direction adjustment is needed, and then repeat the attachment process of the door panel. Place plastic caps provided on screws within the door frame. Install the drip cap on the bottom of the door. This piece may need to be trimmed to fit your door. Finally, install the small drip cap next to the pivot bracket. Congratulations on installing your new Cove frameless pivot shower door.